What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Ashley and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how I get this look. It's very, very glam. It's effortless. It's like nude. Like I feel nude. I feel like super glam, but like natural at the same time. It's so hard for me to explain, but oftentimes when I'm not sitting down and filming like these intense eyeshadow looks for you guys on camera, this is what I look like on the days I decide to wear makeup. So hopefully you guys appreciate this realistic kind of like everyday glam. I feel like it's so universal in a sense that you could easily just pop on a bold lip and be very fall, or you can pop on a nude lip like me and keep it super classic and simple. So subscribe if you guys haven't already. Also click the bell so that you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video, which is 3 times a week every single week. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and y'all don't want to miss out on that. So with that, let's go ahead and just hop into the video. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight into it. One of the biggest tips that I can give you guys about this specific makeup look is to ensure that your skin is nice and moisturized before you start makeup application. Now, the moisturizer I am using today is the PROTINI Polypeptide Cream by Drunk Elephant. Of course, you don't have to use something that's as expensive as this. I really just wanted to show you guys what my current moisturizer looks like. This is going to essentially strengthen and moisturize my skin at the same time. But all in all, make sure your skin is nice and moisturized. Usually when I sit down to film, you guys know my brows are already done, but I felt like I should sit down and show you guys the process of doing my brows when creating this specific makeup look, because normally when I sit down to film, my brows are done and I have like bold ass brows. Like, let's be real, sometimes my brows are a little intimidating, especially like when I get on here and I have like no face makeup on. So we're not gonna go for super bold brows today. We're not. We want something a little bit more natural, a little bit more hair-like. I'm gonna first start off with the Benefit Precisely my brow pencil in the shade 4.5. They just sent me this half shade, and honestly, I really love the brow color. What I'm doing is I'm taking the spoolie end of the product and I'm just brushing my eyebrows in the direction they would naturally grow. So just giving them a little comb, and then I'm going to pop open the cap. What I love about this brow pencil is that the tip is extremely fine, making it really easy for me to create fine hair-like strokes. So one of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm just going to place the brow product at the arch of my brow, and I'm just gonna underline my brow ever so lightly. I'm not putting a ton of pressure on the pencil just because I don't want my brows to be overly dark. I do want them to be defined, which is why I am going in with the brow pencil directly underneath. Once I have that line in place, I'm gonna go back into my spoolie and I'm just going to lightly brush out the line just so that way it's nice and diffused and it's not as harsh as it once was before I did this. Now that I have that line nice and blended out, I'm gonna switch products and I'm gonna use this by Maybelline. This is the Tattoo Studio Brow Tint Pen. I'm using the shade 360 Medium Brown. Now what this brow product is gonna do, it's gonna create the illusion of like microbladed brows without even trying. Honestly, it does all the work for you. So I'm gonna start at the base of my brow and I'm just gonna flick the pen upwards, creating 3 hair-like strokes. And let me tell you, this product is a game changer. Like, I freaking love it when I'm going for more of a natural look like I am today. All right, so after creating those flicks with this product, I'm going to switch over to using a little bit of concealer on my lid to lightly carve out underneath the brow, but nothing too crazy. So what I like to do is I like to take the concealer and I'll put it right here on my brow and I'll kind of start working my way upwards, just so that way a little bit of concealer goes directly underneath the brow. There's nothing worse than applying too much concealer directly underneath the brow, because sometimes the concealer can mesh in with the brow product. It can look a little messy. So start low like this and then just gradually work your way upwards. Then with a fluffy brush, I'm gonna apply a little bit more concealer all over the lid to really just mute out any discoloration or veinage, and it just looks really nice and even. I'm also gonna take a little bit of that concealer right alongside the tail of the brow just to give it a little bit more of like a structured look. And that is pretty much my natural looking brow. I love the way it looks. It's not too dark, but it's also like not too filled in. It's very airy and piecey. Like, honestly, this is as piecey as my brows are ever gonna get, and I love it. So I'm gonna do the other brow and then we'll be back and we will work on the face. The primer I'm gonna use today is this. This is the NYX HYDRATOUCH primer. Can you guys guess the trend here? Like very dewy, glowy, hydrated. Hence the moisturizer, hence the hydrating primer, but you should apply moisturizer anyways, whether you're going for like a matte look, a dewy look, whatever. But I really love this primer by NYX because it really hydrates my skin very nicely. It also gets super tacky, so my foundation is really just going to stick and hold on to this primer throughout the day. And I am going to go in with an additional primer. I'm going to use the NYX Shine Killer primer. I talked about this primer in my affordable dupes video. You guys, like, I'm high-key obsessed with this. What I really love about this primer is that it is a silicone based primer, and I really like to just put it right down my T-zone because it really just helps keep my oils at bay. It keeps that shine away, hence why it is called Shine Killer. So I'm really gonna rub it in, and it also does a really good job at smoothing this area as well. Not as much as like my Catrice Prime and Fine, but it smoothes my skin very, very nicely. You guys probably saw this one coming. I'm gonna apply a little bit of the PIXI color corrector right here underneath my eyes where I have a little bit of darkness. I love this salmon under eye concealer. It's very, very luminous and moisturizing underneath the eyes, so it doesn't feel dry or anything like that. And it does a really great job canceling out my dark circles, which is really, really good. So I'm just popping a little bit of this right under here. I'm also gonna take this right on my lip. I've struggled with mustache all my life. All my life. I will be keeping my foundation affordable today. I'm going to use the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation, and I'm going to mix a little bit of the L'Oreal Pro Glow in with it just because I really love the finish that this gives, but I love the coverage of the Matte and Poreless as well. So I find that mixing these two together give me the most beautiful natural finish I have ever seen. So I'm going to do a little bit of a cocktail. Don't you guys notice that I love doing like foundation cocktails on my channel with like affordable foundations? That's just how I roll. Then with a damp sponge, I'm going to pick up a little bit more and I'm going to get to blending this out. I'm going to start in the center and work my way outwards. I can't tell you how much I love this combo on natural skin days. Like, it looks beautiful. Like, the mixture between both give me amazing coverage, but the finish is very nice, dewy, glowy, and very skin-like, which I love. I'm gonna look up and also press this directly underneath my eyes. These two foundations I mentioned in my top affordable products video. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend that you guys go to my channel and check it out because it is very, very informative, and I talk about a lot of affordable drugstore products that I love. So peep it if you guys want some good recommendations. Also, keep in mind that I'm not really going for like a no makeup look. If you guys want a no makeup look, I do also have one of those videos that I filmed fairly recently actually. So check that out. It's definitely gonna look like we're wearing makeup today. I'm not really trying to hide the fact that I'm wearing foundation and concealer and things like that. I just want to look like beat, but like not too dramatic, if that makes sense. So after mixing the Maybelline Matte and Poreless with a little bit of the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation, this is pretty much what my skin looks like. It looks very hydrated, it looks dewy, it looks glowy, it looks healthy, but it's not like greasy, if that makes sense. So that's why I really, really love this combination together. After foundation, I am going to apply a little bit of concealer. I will be using the COL-LAB No Flaws Liquid Concealer in the shade 0203. This is also another product that I did mention in my top affordable products video, and I pretty much said, and I am going to be a little bit repetitive if you guys saw that video, this is pretty much like a cross mix between Urban Decay Naked Skin and NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Like, it literally is that good. If they had a baby, this would be it. Like, I'm not even joking. And I really love this concealer like on my very natural skin days when I'm not wearing like a ton of eye makeup or anything, just because I do feel like it gives off the most pretty, radiant, dewy glow I have ever seen in my life. Like, it is literally that pretty. So I'm just tapping this all over. I'm also going to take this up on my eye a little bit just to kind of brighten it ever so slightly. And I'm going to drag it down a little bit more than usual as well, but the coverage of this is decent. It's not light coverage, but it's also not full on coverage, but it's buildable. So if you wanted to build it all the way up to full coverage, you definitely can, which is great. I personally do not know about you guys, but I really love a concealer that gives you the option to wear it as like a medium tone concealer or a full coverage type of concealer, because I feel like those concealers are most versatile for any look. Whatever's left on my sponge, I'm just gonna tap it down in the center of my face, so on my Cupid's bow, my chin, and also my T-zone, because I find that this is going to brighten down the center of my face without adding too much product. When I go in with the wand right down the center, sometimes I just feel like I have way too much concealer on my face. So that is a nice trick I like to do to just kind of brighten a little bit more. Okay, so while I'm going for more of like a healthy, dewy skin look, it's still really important to set down all of your creams and liquids with powder. So for translucent powder to set my concealer down and in place, I'm going to use this powder by number 7. This is the translucent Perfect Light Loose Powder. Let me tell you, this is like my new obsession. It retails for $12.99. I got mine from Walgreens. I also know that you can pick up number 7 at Target. So I'm going to use this to set down that concealer. And what I love about this powder is that it is extremely lightweight, so it doesn't look heavy or crepey or anything like that underneath the eyes, which is really, really awesome. So I'm just going to pat this into the skin. I'm not necessarily baking with it. I'm really just using this to set my under eye concealer in place. I'm also going to take this powder all over the lid since I'm not going in with any eyeshadow today. Under eyes are nice and set. I'm now going to move on to actual face powder. Now, I have not come across a natural skin finish powder that's so fine but still gives me a luminous finish from the drugstore that I love, so I'm just going to stick to what I know. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade number 2. As you can see, I definitely hit pan on this, but luckily, I do have a backup of this face powder. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking my sponge into the powder and then I am patting it into the skin. And the reason I'm applying it with my sponge as opposed to a brush is because I really feel like the sponge melts the product into the skin very, very nicely, and it gives me even more of a natural finish, which I love. So I'm just really taking my sponge, swirling it into that powder and pressing it into all the areas of my face where I did not set it down with that translucent powder. I am going to go in with a bronzer that I've been high-key obsessed with by number 7. The packaging just looks so luxurious. You guys saw me try this out in my last video, so I'm going to pick a little bit of it up. What I love is that it is more of like a warm tone bronzer. I'm going to kind of tap, and I'm just going to take this alongside my face to give me a little bit of color. But as I was saying, I like that it's warm, but it's not like too warm. It's not like orange. Like, it's not gonna make me look like a Oompa Loompa. It's going to give me the most beautiful sun-kissed bronzy look I have ever seen. And honestly, I don't really get down with like drugstore bronzers like that, but this one is an exception to that because this one is really, really good. It just melts into the skin. It gives you such a natural finish. So check out these bronzers by number 7 if you guys haven't already. Like I said, you can get them at Target, you can get them at Walgreens, and they're like $12.99, but if you catch them on a sale, you can get them buy one get one half off. And I do know that these come in 3 different shades, and the one that I have is in caramel, and this is the middle shade. To clean up the bronzer a little bit, I'm gonna go back into a little bit of that loose powder by number 7 and just kind of clean up this area right here because I got a little heavy-handed for a second. I'm just gonna let that bake there for a few seconds, and while I let it bake, I'm just gonna take a little bit of that number 7 bronzer and put it on the sides of my nose, especially when I'm not wearing eyeshadow. I feel like I really need to bronze up my nose a little bit because it tends to look really flat, and that's the last thing I want. I want more of like a multi-dimensional look, and I want all of my features to be poppin'. So I'm just taking a little bit of that bronzer and buffing it right alongside of my nose. And I'm going to take a little bit bit of this into the crease as well, and I am just using an M441. I'm not going to get too crazy with this though. I just want to add slight definition right here onto the lid and into the crease. So at this point, you guys should definitely know that I'm a sucker for blush, especially like peachy coral tone blush shades. So I am going to use this one by MILANI. This is the Color Harmony blush in the shade Coral Beams, which mind you is a spot on dupe for MAC Peaches. It is literally so pretty. So I'm going to take it on this Smashbox blush brush and pop it onto my cheeks for a nice flush of color. Looking so pretty. As you guys can see, that blush gives me a really nice glow to the cheeks, but I'm gonna add additional glow because that's just me. That's what I do. You guys know I have been loving the PIXI Glowy Gossamer Duo in the shade Subtle Sunrise, specifically this light gold shade right here. Girl, so stunning. Check it out if you guys haven't. It is a spot on dupe for the Amrezy highlighter by ABH, which is coming back in stock. So I know a lot of you guys are excited. I know I'm excited, but I have this one, so. So whenever I'm not wearing a lot of eyeshadow and stuff on my eyes, I love to apply a ton of highlighter because I feel like it really just draws attention to my look, which, I mean, if my eyes aren't doing it for me, my highlight has to do it for me, you know? So I'm really gonna ensure that my highlight is nice and poppin'. And speaking of poppin', I'm gonna take an M507 and I'm going to make sure my very inner corner is poppin' with a little bit of that highlighter as well. So I'm just gonna kind of place it and then buff and blend out the edges. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to lightly dust it on my brow bone. At this point, I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering about my eyeballs. I'm not going to apply really any eyeshadow to my eyes. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of eyeliner. What I'm going to do with this is actually tightline to create the illusion of thicker, fuller lashes. And this is just the L'Oreal Silkissimi eyeliner, which I just found in my makeup collection again. You guys know I used to be obsessed with this eyeliner. It is extremely black and I love it to tightline. Before going in with mascara, I'm just going to dust away all of this bake on my nose and also alongside my cheeks as well. The mascara I am currently obsessed with to create this look is the Caution Extreme Lash Mascara by Hourglass. And I never thought I would say I love a high-end mascara as much as I love this one, but I really, really do, especially like on my no false lash days. Y'all, this makes my real lashes look amazing. And it's crazy to say because you guys know how I personally feel like mascara is just like mascara. No, this mascara was sent to me by the lash gods. It really was. So I really didn't apply all that much mascara on my top lashes, but this is just the gist of it. When I am just going for like all natural lashes, I will amp it up just a little bit more with a few more coats, but I am going to be popping on falsies just because I really want you guys to get the full effect of like my everyday glam makeup look. So I'm gonna apply a bottom lash mascara, and I love this one by MAC. This is the Extended Play GIGABLACK Lash Mascara, and I love it because the wand is so freaking tiny. Do y'all see how little the wand is? Like, hi. I love it because it really just grips every single lash. Okay, so my bottom lashes are poppin', but you know what's gonna make this look even more poppin' is a nude liner. I'm gonna use this one by Rimmel. This is like my tried and true. Anytime I need like a poppin' nude liner, this is what I gravitate towards. So I'm just going to run this right into my waterline to give me more of a bright-eyed effect. So obviously, if you're not into lashes, you can definitely just keep your lashes like this. I feel like this is a look. Honestly, when I'm not really into, or if I don't have time to put on falsies, this is just how I will literally go out and walk around the world. So no shame in that. I think it looks really, really good. Minus my lips. Obviously, I need to put on a lip color, but I'm going to put on falsies today. I will be using the Salon Perfect Silk Noir lashes. These are in the style 651. Oh my gosh, these are absolutely beautiful and have literally turned into my go-to everyday lash. Now, I know the Lash Couture lashes by Kiss are extremely beautiful, but sometimes they're a little bit too much for every day. What I love about these by Silk Noir is that they are extremely lightweight and they're extremely full all the way across. So they're double stacked at the base, and then they have tapered tips which extend out, which I really, really love. So it gives off a very beautiful natural effect. In fact, I do have a bunch of these in my freelance makeup kit. So pretty much what I love to do is I like to just put them like this on my finger. Hey. No, but really, I like to go like this with the lash band to really just shape it so that way it curves to fit my eye. Then what I'll do is I'll take the lash and I'll stack it on my eye where I want it to sit. And then as you can see, the lash is a little bit too long. So what I'll do is I'll actually go in with a pair of scissors. I have these big ass scissors right here from Target, and I will trim the lash, because if you apply your lashes way too long, then it's gonna make your eye kind of just like droop down, and you don't want that. You want your eyes to look nice and lifted. So I like my lash to sit right here, and as you can see, it's just too long by like that much. So I'm going to trim it. Ha ha ha. So after trimming down your lashes, the next thing you want to do is go in with Strip Lash Adhesive. Now, I love this one by Kiss. This is the Lash Couture Strip Lash Adhesive with biotin and blueberry. I'm applying a generous amount, but not too much. You really don't want to overdo it with lash glue, because that's when it can start looking really, really clumpy and unnatural. Okay, so after applying a thin layer of that lash glue, you want to let it sit for about 25 seconds. Then I'll pick it up with tweezers and I'll hold my mirror up like this. And then I'll look down and I'll gently place this closest to the lash line. And I do like to start in the middle. So I will place the lash in the center, and then I'll go in with my tweezers and I will pinch the lash right on the ends, and then I'll go in and I'll do the inner corner last. And one of the main reasons I like to do the inner corner last is because I find that that is an area that pops up the quickest. So I do want to let it get tacky a little bit longer. You see, lashes just really set this look on fire. Now, normally when I wear this look, I will go for an extremely nude lip. Today, I'm going to use more of a warm tone lip. This is the ColourPop Cream Luxe Lipsticks in the shade Quickie. And like I said, it is just a really beautiful warm tone nude. Oh, you can't tell me that is not a pretty, like, peachy nude. I'm all about it. If you guys haven't got on the ColourPop Cream Luxe lipstick train, definitely get on it. They're like $7, super duper cheap and very, very comfortable on the lips. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna top it off with a gloss. You guys know me, I love a good gloss. I am gonna apply this one by Makeup Revolution. This is one of their glossy lip toppers in the shade Exquisite. So I'm just gonna pop this baby on. To set my brows down, I'm going to use the ABH Clear Brow Gel. And I always make sure I do this at the end. Otherwise, I'll get like powder and all kinds of crap in the brow gel, and it'll just look really, really like caked up. So I like to do this at the very end to tame those little hairs in place. And finally, setting spray. I'm going to be using the Grand Finale 3-in-1 Hydrating Makeup Setting Mist by COL-LAB. And after setting spray, you guys, this is the final and completed look. Very nude, very glam, very just like natural, but still like done up, if you will. So let me know how you guys feel about it down below in the comments. Also, let me know what other videos you guys want to see from me. And don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. Click the bell, all that jazz. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, 6 p.m. You guys already know. Like, you guys should be saying this for me at this point. I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces. Outro of the outro, the outro of the outro. Yeah, if you guys have not subscribed, make sure you press the subscribe button for me. Also, give this video a big like. I know you guys are out there, I know you guys are watching this. It takes 2 seconds to press the like button, so it would mean a lot. Just press it, press the button. I'm getting a little crazy. It's actually really late at night. Oftentimes when I film, it's like really late at night. So I'm gonna go subscribe, check out some of my other videos, which are right here, and again, subscribe by clicking my face. I love you, and I will talk to you guys all very, very soon. Mwah.